Okay, I'm fitting my patch panel here, and you really can't see this, but it fits incredibly well. It's got a little bit too much curve in it, right along in here. I got to spring that back out a little bit. The passenger side seems to be, needs a little more curve in it up here. But man, we're close. So let me go spring that a little bit on my piece of pipe. Just hang on a second, I'll be right back. It's that final fitting stage now where it can really be, it can be a pain if you're trying to get it perfect, and I try to get stuff as perfect as I can. Again, I'm using these magnets as a holding fixture. They work great for that. Or as a handle, I guess is a better way to put it. See that? Sure can be aggravating though sometimes to deal with. That still needs a little bit more taken out of it. I'm not sure I'm taking a whole lot. Let me get these other magnets. They're not near as strong, not as aggravating to deal with. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that fits better. And in the passenger side, like I said, it needs a little more springing right in the front. Man, it ain't much. I don't want to overdo it. Well, I think I just overdid it. I bent the crap out of that. What was I thinking? I just bent the snot out of that. Ah. Now I gotta unbend it. I don't know. Sometimes just a complete lack of concentration, I guess. Just I bent the snot out of that, and there ain't no two ways about it. Oh, now I gotta fix it. Son of a gun. That's not from going too far. That's I was being stupid and not thinking what I was doing. And bent the shit out of it, pardon my French. I don't know what I was thinking. Lord. I'm glad you couldn't see that, because it was, I hung it over good. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, that's what I was thinking. Alright, now, need to clean a little more off of this edge right here. know there's a lot of people do this kind of work, try to get the gaps as tight as they possibly can, and I like to do that too. But I also sometimes don't think there's nothing wrong with having them a little bit wide, because it gives the metal a little bit of room to expand. I'm sure there's some of y'all that will disagree with me on that. And that's fine, everybody does things differently. In case I haven't mentioned it, I'm going to try my best to TIG weld this piece in. I know it's going to fight me with that foot pedal in the cab, but alright, that's really good shape. Still got a little bit of flattening I don't need to do over here. For a piece I made by hand and then used the English wheel on, even not knowing what the hell I'm doing with the English wheel. Every YouTuber that shoots videos had it happen to them. The battery dies and they're standing there talking to nobody, which is what I was doing. So this panel, I don't even know where our battery died at. So this panel fits really well. The gaps are pretty tight. They're not, you know, completely tight, but they're going to be fine. I'm not going to weld it in yet. I sprayed Ospo in this dash last night. It's had all night to dry. I want to shoot epoxy primer all. Let me pull this thing out. Yeah, this piece fits really well. The piece I made by hand. Well, my first time using an English wheel, which again, the crown's very minimal, but it's in there. Anyhow, light. I sprayed Ospo down in here last night and it's dried. You can see it's kind of that white residue in some places and kind of black in the others. I want to shoot epoxy primer all down in here with my spray gun before I weld this hole up. But I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm about ready to quit. It's getting late. I'm hungry. So I think that'll be a project for tomorrow or the next time I come back out here. But my patch panel is made. It's ready to go. So when I get back out here ready to weld it back in, I'll get back with you. Okay, I'm welding in this dash patch panel. I'm going to put a couple of TIGs. I'm going to put a couple of tacks in it first with a MIG, just to get it in place. Because it's a lot easier to do that with a MIG. Because I gotta adjust the panel and push, and I don't have 3 hands and 4 feet and yada yada yada. So I'm gonna put a couple of tacks in with a MIG, and then I'll get the TIG out. I'm gonna try to TIG this thing. I hope I can do it. I gotta be sitting in the cab to do it. I could do it out here, obviously, very easy, but I can't hammer and dolly from out here because I can't get my hands under there. I've got to be on the inside to hammer and dolly to try to work it as I weld it, hammer weld it if you want to call it. It's not, I don't know if it's actually hammer welding anymore. That term may be, not sure if that term's correct anymore or not. I used to hammer weld when I was a kid. When I was torque welding, that was hammer welding, as far as I was taught. Fits really good. It's off just a little bit, but it ain't off much. Let's see. This round dolly I have here, I forget what that dolly's called. That fits this crown. It's shaped just about perfect, and I can get it under there. Except maybe all but the front. I've got these two. They may be, I'm not sure if these are heel dollies, what these are called. Go up under there too. Of course, it's the thinner version of that other one. So I've got 3 dollies here, and they'll all pretty much go under there. It's just a matter of choosing one on one. What should happen here is when I weld this, it should shrink up a little bit, and then as I hammer on dolly it, it should push it back into shape. Now I'll probably have to put some pressure on the backside to help it along, but it should push it back into shape pretty much. And I've done that before, you know, mostly successfully, sometimes not. It does take practice, and it's a bit of an experience thing. And now I've got a camera on, which makes it even that much more likely that it fails, but hey, whatever. This is a small enough area too with the TIG. I mean, if it's going to work anywhere, it should work right here. But this is a small area. It's not like I'm doing a big patch in the middle of a hood or a roof or something. So, like I said, first I just want to throw a few tacks in here to get it in place. So let's start that. I need to be outside welding this, but like I said, that's not in a good position to be able to TIG it. It's a horrible position. I can't have to get to it a hammer and something. I don't know. I'm sitting here thinking about TIGging this thing now with my foot and all. It's gonna be a bitch, pardon my French. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not, frankly. I want to TIG it, I really do. And I guess I will try it, but ow, that was hot. Thank you. That was incredibly smart. Didn't full on burn me, but it did let me know that it was hot, which was and you see the sparks and the trash from the welds flying. That is not going to work for TIG welding. I can tell you right now, that's going to give me trouble. So I may have to back up anyway when it comes time for that. Spot right there that moved a little bit. Yeah. Did I not turn the gas on? No, it's on. My welder's leaking gas somewhere in the torch. I gotta fix that because part of the problem I'm having is probably the gas that I'm losing, which means maybe TIGging won't be so bad. Every one of these welds is spitting. So it's either trash, losing air, gas rather, or something. Who the hell knows? I'll get down. First, if we get the trash too. Trying to remove my wheels. Get in there, come on. I'm just down, go. What you have to do? Come on, come on. Yeah, that's what almost got that. I'm going to go down. Work the cameras a little bit. Now I'm going to see. Let's organize that. I can't sound it. Alright, that's good. And there's something loose. Something loose. Right loose. I'll let it drop. Once I drop it, it drops pretty hard. You guys grind it down, or just have to. Here I'm just using a good old flat hammer. I'm not really shrinking yet. Trying to stretch yet. Now I gotta cut that loose. Alright, let me get a die grinder. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, let's carefully get in here and not bust my ass. Change my concrete block arrangement, so I should be able to sit a little bit better in here now. I'm working down these tack welds so I can, work the panel a little bit. That was a big case. I screwed up. Dolly in the wrong place. Didn't know what I was hitting on. That was bad. Don't use that dolly. Where's the other one? Let me use this dolly here. Got more meat to it. It's easier to work. There, that's better. There's also a brace right here that it's right under here, and it extends out almost to the edge of my weld line. I didn't realize that I put a brace back there when I put this in originally, or when I cut that thing out, so it's my fault. I didn't plan around it, so I'm gonna have to deal with it now. I'm just springing the panel up a little bit, just by hand, which actually is working pretty good. I gotta work it up a little bit when I tack it. Use the dolly on the back side instead of my fingers. I can push where I won't get burned. Alright, I can put a couple more tacks on it. So if you haven't noticed or figured it out yet, even on a small panel like this, there's a lot of finessing and a lot of checking and a lot of movement. It's tedious. You can't just go in there and haul caveman it, like I call it, and just go in there and go at it. You got to take your time and finesse it. If you don't, you're going to wind up with a big mess, even on a small piece. And those welds are shitty. Man, I hope I can get out of the, hope I can use the TIG. Them welds are shitty. I don't know what's going on. It's got to be my gas. It's just the gas. Lack of it. And by the way, disclaimer, I'm no grade A expert metal finisher. I can do some of it, and I get lucky every now and then and get really good. But this is not going to be metal finish perfect. I can tell you, I can already guarantee you that. I'm not that good. I'm just trying to get as good as I can. Close to being metal finish as I can. Those are some god awful welds. I swear, I don't know what's going on. I cannot MIG this. Thank God I ain't gonna try unless the TIG just does me wrong. This is horrible. I'm gonna leave that corner. It needs some work. It ain't gonna move on me. These welds are god awful from that MIG. There's something wrong, either with my gas. I know the gas is leaking in my torch somewhere. I gotta fix that. So that's all my MIG weld I'm gonna do on this. I hope. If I have to MIG weld this, I might wind up tearing that torch down and fixing it or something. I'm gonna be very angry if it does it to me right now. Let me grind this while we're sitting here with the camera going before I have to get out again. One last time. There's timer, and also backside of this head. I'll figure out that level I mean, so I'm going to screw myself doing that. See if I'm fighting too. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, as far as my MIG goes, my torch is leaking gas down inside the line. It's done it before, and I've fixed it 3 or 4 times. I don't know if I can fix it this time. So I probably ought to just look into buying a new torch. It's a tweak on MIG torch. It shouldn't be that hard to find, even though that welder's 30-something years old. Anyway, I'm going to try to TIG this now, and if I get frustrated, then it's not going to be good. I got a hell of a lump right there that I put into it myself. But I'm going to just try to, let me just see if I can even TIG weld this thing. It may be so damn shitty I can't weld it. So I won't know until I try in just a minute. That'll be the I don't even know that I can weld this, honestly. I'm pretty disgusted right now with the whole situation, so I probably should quit and do this tomorrow, but it's not in my nature to do that. I hate to get beat by anything and let it call me that it's beaten. So I'm at least going to see if I can TIG this thing. Okay, 2 things wrong. The fan's on, number 1, which is blowing my gas away. And then I can't see, I burned the shit out of that one. But it did weld it without pissing and moaning everywhere. Which is actually a good sign. Now that's a shitty weld. I missed the mark, I couldn't see it, yada yada, all the above. That's a terrible weld. Alright, I gotta cut this off. Got the ceiling fan on. It's pulling right down on here. That don't work. Alright everybody, let me stop the video here and apologize for being so salty in this footage you just saw. By the point we're at in the video now, I was extremely aggravated. My MIG welder was acting up. I was having a difficult time seeing what I was TIG welding. My hammer and dolly work was just letting me down. I wasn't up to par. I was just having a bad day. I should have stopped and quit and came back the next day, but unfortunately that's not in my nature to do so. So I kept going and kept going, and finally just lost my temper. I'm showing a quick clip now of what that looked like. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. I'm a human. I'm human like everybody else. I debated if I should show this or not. If I made a mistake showing it, then I guess you guys can tell me. I'm watching it now and fast forward, kind of giggling at it. It's kind of funny now. It wasn't funny at the time. I'm a bit embarrassed to show it to you, but you probably got a laugh out of it too. I'm not some perfect YouTuber guy making perfect YouTube videos. Just the real world, and we all get upset and we all lose our temper and things happen. So anyway, I'm showing this other picture now, by the way, to let you know that I did get the patch finished. Came back the next day, clear head, clear mind, turned on some music, ignored the camera, and just focused on the task at hand, getting that patch welded in. And I made it, and I did it. And it looks pretty darn good. It's not perfect, but it'll work. So anyway, I apologize for the little temper episode. You probably think it's funny, so if I made a mistake showing it, then oh well, I made a mistake. But anyway, back to the video, and let's move forward. All right, I am continuing to work on welding this panel in. If eagle eye viewers may notice that panel looks a little different, and you're right. The panel I was welding in yesterday is right there. What I'm showing you now, either here or whatever I put it at, that's me losing my cool. I was getting frustrated by several things yesterday. I did that with the pick hammer. That's the result. I will report my welds that I had done held. Luckily I only welded, a little bit at the bottom and up on the sides a little. So thankfully I didn't tear up my dash. So I finally had to put it down and quit, which I should have done ahead of time, but I have a hard time doing that. So now it's back the next day. I've made another panel. I've widened it from what it was. The panel I had yesterday was basically that. So I went out some more. This side was boogered up pretty good on the dash. I just went on out in here further just to get out of that bad spot. I was taking inside the cab and I was having a really hard time seeing. I know I've said it 1,000 times. I'm nearsighted. These glasses, if I don't get the sweet spot, I can't see. And trying to weld when you can't see, trying to TIG weld when you can't see, sure as heck is not good. So, got out here this morning, got recomposed, made me a new panel, and I switched to TIG welding. Let me get the camera down. I'm TIG welding outside the cab now, standing back here and TIGging. I can get much closer. I'm right here on top of these welds. I can see. I can get my torch in here. I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. There's been a lot of things. I was having a bad day, period. And then I'm just welding a section or two. I've already welded here and here. And then I go inside and dolly and work it down. So it's harder to do it that way. It takes longer, but it's the only way I think I'm going to be able to do it. Because if I get back inside and start having trouble TIGging again, I don't need that. So I'm just going to cut the camera on. I'm going to cut my music on. I'm not going to talk. This will be a musical interlude, probably fast forwarded. So just hopefully I don't screw up. That's a whole lot better than it was yesterday. That's for damn sure. Alright, there it is, all finished. Battery died when I was welding and metal beating, hammering and dialing. So there it is, it's done. It is not perfect. It's got some waves in it. I put the crown in it with the wheel, English wheel, so it's definitely got crown to it. There's I may have actually put too much crown in it. That's the amount of crown, which actually it fits. You know, there's a little dip right there. You can see where my thumb is, and a little dip over here. But that's a dip anyway. Back in the back, it's got a little dip on that side. So, is it perfect? No. Part of me kind of wishes I just MIG'd it and moved on, but it wouldn't have been as easy to planish the welds out, because MIG welds are hard. They're hard to planish out. And that is not horrible. I mean, that's a small amount of filler would fix that right up. I'm being overly critical of myself, as I normally am. That's not bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. I'm trying to think, is that the first? That might be the first panel I've tried to TIG weld and metal finish. I've done it with a MIG welder lots of times, and you know, sort of metal finish it. And even though I had access to the back, I only had access to about right here. Then the front is blocked off by my console thing. So I didn't have as much access as I'd like to have. Could I have done a better job? Yeah, if I'd have had more experience, I could have done a better job for sure. I could probably sit here and be on it 2 more hours and try to straighten it up, but I'm not in the mood to do that. A little bit of filler and move on. I'm working on this thing several hours. I could have moved it up in 30 minutes. Down and moved on. So it's been a good learning experience. I mean, I want to try to do more TIG welding, sheet metal panels, and metal finishing. Finishing. I do that Model A. So anyway, there it is. I'm gonna run the DA over it, but it's done. So there's my speaker panel. Replacement is the wrong word. Repair. There we go. So that's my speaker panel repair, all done. Next thing for this will be to, after I prime everything with epoxy primer, put some filler on it. But that's going to be who knows when. So I think I showed you before, my 2 seatbelt bolts are done, brackets, they're done. And now I have this done. I've already welded up one of the holes on my A-pillar, like, hold on. I welded up the hole that's right there that you can't see because it's welded up. Finished stripping this A-pillar that I had to strip. I used a the 60 grit disc and a wire nylon brush instead of a wire brush, a nylon brush. And then I got the rear striker panel, same thing. I still have to weld those holes up. I got one more hole to weld on the other side and then strip it. So there's the upper hole is one I got to weld up. I got to strip this, strip that. Then I'm going to DA the dash down, basically strip it back down to metal. And the firewall, I'm not sure how much of that I'm going to strip down. I'm going to get a lot of it stripped down. And there'll be a bunch of epoxy primer here coming soon. So like I've been saying here, I know I've been kind of repeating myself, every little step closer to getting this thing ready to paint. I may actually be able to paint it this fall. Who knows? So anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to end the video here. I think that's a good spot. hot and tired. I've been out here all day, you know, doing this, tigging and beating and metal finishing, and I'm tired. Time to go eat something. So anyway, as usual, thanks for looking in. Thanks for being here. I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. I hope you learned some. You saw me make a fool of myself getting mad. I didn't show you all of it. I just showed you a little bit of it. Yeah, I'm not perfect by any means. Long ways from it. So, you know, do all the things, smash the bell, do the likes, the comments, all that stuff. And stick around, not stick around, and the notification thing so you know when I post another video. And I guess that's it for now. So I will catch you on the flip side. Y'all come back now, you hear?